Right now you are losing money. Not tomorrow. Today. And the account you trust most is the one doing it to you. Close this video if you are comfortable with that. What follows has been deliberately removed from every financial literacy course, every school curriculum, and every conversation your bank has ever had with you. In the last 12 months, the average savings account in America paid 0.46% interest. Inflation ran at over 3%. That gap has a name. It is called a guaranteed loss. You did not lose money because the stock market crashed. You did not lose money because of bad luck. You lost it by doing exactly what you were told to do. Save your money. Keep it safe. Trust the bank. But here is what nobody tells you. The bank is not keeping your money safe. It is borrowing your money, lending it out at 7, 8, sometimes 22%, and handing you back less than 0.5%. That is not a savings account. That is a loan you gave them for free. Wealthy people understood this decades ago. They do not keep their savings in savings accounts. Not because they are reckless, because they did the math. The math that nobody showed you. The top 1% hold less than 1% of their net worth in traditional savings. The rest is deployed, working, compounding, while your money sits still and shrinks quietly every single day. There is a concept called the real rate of return. It means what your money actually earns after inflation eats its share. Right now, for most savings accounts, that number is negative. Your account balance goes up. Your purchasing power goes down. Both things are true at the same time. A person who saved $50,000 in 2015 and left it in a standard savings account has less buying power today than the day they deposited it. The number on the screen looks bigger. The reality is smaller. That is not saving. That is slow erosion. But here is what nobody tells you. This is not an accident. It is architecture. The system was not built to grow your money. It was built to grow theirs. You are the product. Your savings account is the mechanism. Here is where most financial content would tell you to invest in index funds. Open a brokerage account. Think long-term. And that advice is not wrong, but it is incomplete. And incomplete information in finance costs you money. What if the real problem is not where your money is sitting? What if the real problem is the story you believe about what money is supposed to do while you sleep? Because here is something almost no one says out loud. Most people are not saving money. They are hoarding it. And hoarding money is not a financial strategy. It is fear with a bank account attached to it. That might be uncomfortable to hear. It is supposed to be. Because comfort is what got you here. Banks spend billions of dollars every year reinforcing one belief inside your head. That the safest thing you can do with money is give it to them. They call it security. They call it peace of mind. What they do not call it is what it actually is. A transfer of wealth. From your future to their present. The Federal Reserve pays banks near 0% to borrow money. Those same banks turn around and charge you 19 to 29% on credit card debt. And in the middle of that spread, your savings account earns 0.46%. Every part of that system was designed by people who understand money very well. The question is whether you do. But here is what nobody tells you. The most powerful financial tool available to ordinary people is not a savings account. It is not a 401k. It is not even real estate. It is understanding how money moves, and then positioning yourself in the path of that movement, instead of standing outside it watching it pass. High-yield accounts exist. Treasury instruments exist. Money market funds exist. Assets that produce income while you hold them exist. None of these are secrets. None require wealth to access. But none of them were taught to you. Not in school. Not by your bank. Not by the financial advisor who earns a commission every time you buy the thing he recommends. That advisor does not get paid when you make money. He gets paid when you move money. Think carefully about what that incentive structure produces. Think about whose interests it was designed to serve. There is a number that changes everything. It is called the inflation-adjusted return. Every investment, every account, every financial decision must be measured against it. Not against zero. Not against what it paid last year. Against inflation. Against the silent tax on everything you own. The most important part of this is still coming. Stay with me. The average person spends 40 years working to accumulate money, and almost no time learning how money actually works. Then they wonder why the number in their account never seems to be enough. It is not because they did not earn enough. It is because the money they earned was quietly losing value the entire time they were earning it. You made choices that felt responsible. You opened a savings account. You built an emergency fund. You did what adults are supposed to do, and the system rewarded that behavior with 0.46% per year and called it prudent. You were not being prudent. You were being managed. The people who accumulated real wealth over the last 2 decades did not do it by being smarter than you. They did it by believing one different thing. That money is a tool, not a trophy. A trophy sits on a shelf. A tool works while you sleep. These are not the same relationship with the same object. Your savings account is a trophy. It feels good to look at. The number grows slowly. It gives you the sensation of progress. But progress measured against the wrong benchmark is not progress. It is the appearance of progress while standing still on a moving floor going backwards. But here is what nobody tells you. The shift does not require risk. It does not require expertise. It does not require a financial advisor or a large starting amount. It requires one thing: the decision to stop letting your money be used by others while you receive almost nothing in return. Here is the part most people skip. The problem is not the bank. The bank is doing exactly what it told you it would do. The problem is the belief that a savings account is a wealth-building vehicle. It is not. It never was. And the evidence was always available. You just were not looking for it because nobody told you to look. 3% inflation compounding over 10 years removes 26% of your purchasing power. Not from bad investments. Not from losses. From doing nothing. From leaving money where it felt safe. You paid for that comfort with 1/4 of your wealth. That is the actual price of financial passivity. The gap between people who build wealth and people who maintain financial anxiety is not income. Studies consistently show lottery winners return to their previous financial position within 5 years. The gap is behavior. The gap is knowledge. The gap is understanding what money does when you are not directing it. And the hardest part to accept is that the choices you made felt correct at the time. They were the choices you were guided toward by institutions that benefited from you making exactly those choices. That is not a conspiracy. That is just how incentives work. And now you know the incentive structure, which means the next choice is entirely yours. But here is what nobody tells you. Awareness is the only asset that compounds without a single dollar invested. The moment you understand how the system works, you stop being its product and start being its user. That transition does not cost anything. It only requires that you stop accepting the version of money management that was handed to you and start building one that actually works in your direction. There are people right now, same income as you, same city as you, same life circumstances, who are not losing money to inflation every month. Not because they are lucky, because they made one decision differently. They asked what their money was actually doing. And when they did not like the answer, they changed it. The silent money mindset is not about aggression or speculation or chasing returns. It is about refusing to be a passive participant in your own financial life. It is about understanding that every dollar sitting still in a low-yield account is a dollar working for someone else at your expense. This is what the wealthiest people understand. Not stock tips, not secret investments, just the fundamental truth that money in motion outperforms money at rest, and that the institutions managing your rest are doing so in their interest, not yours. The number you need to know is not your account balance. It is your real rate of return. Calculate it tonight. Subtract your account's interest rate from the current inflation rate. If the result is negative, and for most people it will be, you now know exactly how much the illusion of safety is costing you every single year. That number is not abstract. It is not theoretical. It is your money, already gone. Every month, quietly, while you believed you were being responsible. You are not behind because you did not work hard enough. You are behind because you were handed a map drawn by someone who needed you to stay exactly where you are. The map felt real. It had official names on it. It came from trusted sources. But a map drawn for someone else's destination will never take you to yours. Change one account. Move one portion. Ask one different question. The people who changed their financial trajectory did not do it all at once. They did it by refusing to let one more month pass while the system quietly took its share and called it normal. Your savings account is making you poorer every single day. Not dramatically, not visibly, slowly, precisely, by design. And now you know. What you do next is the only thing that matters.